What's going on, guys? Bexio, and today we got a brand new video with the stock market crashing and burning. Everyone is in a fury, in a panic, and nobody has any idea what they're doing. Everything just goes out the window. Crypto and Bitcoin collapsing; those are on fire. The stocks are on fire. Bonds are even on fire. No one's buying those. Bond yields going higher and higher. It's just crazy time in every single market, and there's so much that people don't know what is going on, that this is a story going on right now saying that the meme stock traders are to be blamed for the market we're in right now. And I want to say, I don't think meme stock investing is the best way to do anything, and investing in meme stocks because of the meme probably isn't going to be your best strategy. But I don't know how you can get to the conclusion that meme stock traders are the reason the stock market's on fire.
Traders who bought the AMCs and the Pelotons and the GameStops, they haven't sold out yet. So a lot of folks are saying these guys lost a lot of money. Many of them are still in the market. Some of them really don't know what they're doing because they're novice amateur traders who started when they were bored and they don't really know much about stocks. We can't figure out when the real bottom of the overall market is that our 401ks are invested in, because the meme guys are still there. They don't know when to exit. Maybe they won't.
Wow.
So it's creating this broader problem anyways.
So I just thought that was pretty funny that, so much is going on. There's so much panic, craziness. The market's collapsing, that no one even knows what's going on. And people are talking about meme stocks. Those GameStop and AMC guys, they're burning the market down. I don't know how you get to that conclusion. But for now, we do have a lot going on in the markets. You can see this is on Apple by default. So Apple down 3%. Apple, the world's largest company, down 3%. That's a massive move for Apple, almost $3 trillion. So just collapsing. And you look here, nothing is green. There is not a sliver of green, of hope in the market. The only thing green is the VIX, which is the volatility indicator, which goes green when everything else is dropping. So that doesn't count. But everything, every single thing is just collapsing. These are ridiculous numbers. Palantir down 22%. That's apparently a meme stock. They call that. Sheeb down 18%. You should be expected to lose all of your money if you're in Sheeb. But even the oil, the last time, yesterday or Friday, when the market was super red still, oil was green. Exxon, Chevron, they were actually green. And now, absolutely decimated. No chance that they're going green. Just everything. Nothing looks good. If you look at the S&P 500, just another collapse. So we had this bounce. We thought it was feeling good. Everything, a little relief rally when the Fed talked after their meeting, right down to a collapse and right back underneath this line here from this kind of downtrend. So just not looking good at all. We've been in a red market for the entirety of this year, and we're getting super close to being in bear market territory on the S&P. The Nasdaq might already be there. The Dow is close behind, but we're almost in a bear market for all these indices. One that I know we're in a bear market for is the Russell. It's been in a bear market for a little bit now. So these are just not good signs. Everything collapsing. And really, nobody can really know why, other than a lot of panic, a lot of fear, and a lot of things just not good for the market. The Fed isn't here to bail the market out. The Fed is fighting the market because it's raising rates, selling their bonds, they're tapering. So with the Fed doing that, they're not going to come here to save the day. So a lot of people are thinking, I'm just not going to invest. I'm actually going to sell because the Fed is tightening and doing all these things. They're not here to save the market. So that's why everything is just dropping. And the Fed, maybe by the end of this year, will be forced to U-turn if the stock market and all these markets start plummeting. And if real estate turns, they might have to stop tightening and maybe even start reducing rates and, buying up bonds again and buying up market and assets, because everything is just collapsed. And just showing how tough of a spot we were actually in. We can see things like Robinhood right here cuts 9% of their full-time staff. This is an older story a couple weeks ago, but still just a massive story, cutting 9% of their staff. This is newer. Uber CEO tells staff company will cut down on costs and treat hiring as a privilege, not really a kind of thing you want to hear in a flourishing economy. Hiring isn't usually a privilege. Hiring is just something that everybody needs talent because they're growing so fast. So now hiring is a privilege, so they can try and say, we're not going to hire as much people, or maybe even fire people. And they're going to cut down on costs. They're cutting down marketing and stuff like that right now. But if things get worse, then they're going to have to start firing people too. And that's when we get into really, really bad times for the economy. And I mean, we see Robinhood doing it. Uber might be forced to do it. Other companies might be forced to lay off people or fire people. And if that starts happening at a mass scale, the Fed might be forced even earlier to come in and save the day, because that would be absolutely devastating for the economy and for everything as a whole. But for this, we can see earlier today, wrote 5 things to know before the stock market opens Monday. Obviously, we're open now, but this was at 8:30 a.m. So right before the market opened, we had the NASDAQ futures down 2%. We know the NASDAQ is down like 3%, 3.5% right now. So it has already fallen off of a cliff. We see bond yields push higher with traders doubting the Fed on inflation. So just like before, where we didn't trust the Fed before, nobody trusts the Fed still today. So big problems with the Fed when they say something, like we had that relief rally. The Fed said, we're not going to do a 75 basis point hike. And it was a relief rally. And everyone's like, can we actually believe them? Inflation, is it actually going to be good? And the collapse here. So maybe the inflation report coming up later this week, Wednesday, will do something. But for right now, very difficult spot. You can see the 10-year just up and to the right for this year to date. Started at 1.46%. We're over 3% right now. So 2.94, it's over 3% right now. We can see it right here, 3.083% on the 10-year from 1.46. So massive moves up, almost doubling. So just ridiculous. Actually, it's over doubling. So it's over doubled in the yield. We have the Fed is still selling off their bonds. They're still tapering, selling off. That's going to push rates higher. They're upping interest rates. That's going to push rates higher. And investors are sucking money out of the stock market, maybe finally into the bond market, but there's so much selling from the Fed that this isn't going to be able to match out the Fed selling. If not, bond yields are going to continue skyrocketing and going up, and it's just going to keep sucking money out of things like stocks, out of things like Bitcoin and crypto. And here they got Bitcoin drops under 33K. That was at 8:30 this morning. Bitcoin is already plummeted past that, under 31K. Just super volatile, nasty day. I mean, I don't even know how much further back we're gonna have to go to start drawing lines. I don't have any lines drawn underneath 30K, but it's probably something like this. Maybe 29K, maybe 28K, but ultimately no real lines drawn from this drop. So who knows? We're in free fall right now. I think a lot of people are saying like they're going to load up on Bitcoin if it goes at 28K. So we'll see if people are up to their words, if they're actually going to do it when we're getting pretty close to 28K. So maybe they're just all talk, or if they're actually going to do it, then we'll see them do it. But we are looking for a bottom forming, and this is just no bottom. I mean, this is 5 red days in a row with 2 massively red days. So we'll see where the bleeding stops. At some point, it's got to stop, right? And then number 4 in here, we have oil. Everyone's obviously talking about oil. If we look at it, it's just oil itself has been super volatile too. We look back for the year. I mean, it's just insane zigzags right here. If we go year to date, it's just up and to the right. Insane volatility. I mean, if we zoom out even more, we're seeing like the climbs here. We don't usually see periods of big volatility. And I just want to end this video with a picture like this, because everybody says it's easy to hodl. Like, we'll talk about Bitcoin specifically. Everyone saying, oh, if I just had bought Bitcoin when it was $1, I'd be rich. Chances are you wouldn't have that Bitcoin anymore, because this is what people think it's like to hodl, and this is what it's actually like. Goes with any asset, really, but with Bitcoin especially, even stocks, they have ups and downs, but it's much more difficult to hold through all of the things going on. than people think it is. So if you think you would have been rich if you just bought Bitcoin at $1, chances are you probably wouldn't have that Bitcoin anymore. So market collapsing, nothing looks good. Stocks collapsing, crypto collapsing. The bond market, it doesn't even look healthy, so nothing looks good. On top of that, we have skyrocketing decade high inflation, so nowhere is even safe. Nothing looks good, nothing is safe. So just crazy everything going on. You're going to be paying attention to trying to see if there's some sort of event that can turn it all around. I think the only thing that would turn all of this around is the Fed you turning and stop tightening, start easing again, or buying assets and stuff. They'd have to step in and do something. That's when people would be comfortable buying assets again. So we'll see when that happens. If it happens, it's definitely got to happen at some point at this rate. But how soon is the real question, and inflation has to do with that. Lots of complicated stuff, but that's going to do it for this video, guys. As always, don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. I'll see you guys in my next video.